I'm thinking about changing my major in GMU from physics to biology. And I have done a lot of reading about aging, and that's what I'm planning on curing. So in this video, I will cover a few of the theories that I've learned. The first theory is the theory of telomeres, and essentially telomeres are just the ends of a chromosomes, much like the ends of the shoelaces. So what the telomeres do is that you have during DNA replication, you would have the DNA polymerase move across the complementary bases and make the copy. Well, without the telomeres, the DNA polymerase may slide right off, or it may copy, but the ends may fray, so the copy would be incomplete or would be damaged. Or the DNA polymerase may not work at all, and this applies to the many other um, enzymes that work on DNA as well. But telomeres isn't the only thing that causes aging, obviously, and this is shown that animals who naturally have short telomeres, many of them live actually longer than those with massive telomeres. So humans, we have relatively short telomeres, and there are animals who have really long telomeres, and most of them don't, or some of them, I don't say most, but some of them don't even live as long as we do. So a different theory is that uh, animals who continue to grow will live longer than the rest. And there are two animals I could think of. There is the sturgeon fish and the tortoise. Both of them live. The sturgeon fish lives to be about 400 years, and the turtles live about 200 years. So and in both of these animals never stop growing in their lifetime. And with humans is that we will reach puberty and then everything starts to go down from there. Well, not immediately, but we get wrinkles and we don't heal as fast. But with the animals like the tortoise and the sturgeon fish, they practically never die unless they get some sort of disease or they get eaten. But they just keep growing, which makes you wonder, like, what if a human would grow forever? And there are these gigantic people who are like 9 foot tall, such as the David versus Goliath in the Bible. If Goliath was real, then well, it's no surprise David beat him because 9 foot human beings are very fragile. So the problem with humans is that if we were 9 foot tall, then our organs, such as the heart, wouldn't be able to pump as efficiently, and therefore we would not live as long. So I don't know. It's the 9 foot tall human isn't natural for humans. Isn't normal, which is probably why it's a disadvantage for humans. But it's not for the fish because well, it's built in. It's part of their. It's what they've evolved to do. So there's a difference. The third theory is about a genetic time bomb, more like we are programmed to age. And this doesn't make sense because there are people there are old people. No matter if an old person exercises or doesn't exercise, they would relatively die at about the same time, around 20 to 30, about 20 years. So someone who doesn't exercise at all may live 100, and someone who exercises will still live to be 100. So that's the theory that perhaps it is a time bomb in our genes, and this refers to a different theory, that the genes, our evolution has focused so much on the short-term problems that it's neglected to fix the long-term problems. So short-term problems such as the temperature, where we may have shorter hair or hemophilia to protect against mosquitoes, but we never really live long enough in nature, so the natural selection never really helped with aging. And I think the final theory I'll discuss now, which is the theory of the free radicals. And most of us have heard of free radicals, but we don't really know what free radicals are, right? We heard of antioxidants, foods rich with antioxidants. Eat this is going to help with aging. Well, we just listen, but we never really know what it is. Antioxidants, if you don't know, are um are molecules which, such as vitamins and stuff like that, which attach to these free radicals, and free radicals are atoms which are unpaired, such as the biggest free radical in our body is oxygen. And what happens with an unpaired molecule is that it would attach to something such as a cell membrane, if against it a cell, perhaps a nucleic acid, and then damage it. This is the theory that perhaps the buildup of these damaged cells through years and years would start to just have an overall effect on our bodies, which causes aging. That's why we have all these antioxidant foods, such as vitamins. And what vitamins and other antioxidant foods does is that it would bind to these free floating atoms, such as oxygen, that are searching for something to bind to. And so these free radical or these antioxidants give the free radicals something to bind to. So these are just a few theories of about aging, and I'll be doing more research on it once I get into college. And just to go over some random stuff that I came across, I have a religious friend who I was helping him with his computer science Java assignment, and he goes to my Chinese church, but he blatantly still told me that he doesn't really believe in God or demons. When I asked him, you want to live forever, and he says no, and he didn't tell. And we got on a tangent about demons and how he doesn't believe in demons and God. The thing is, he goes to church, like I'm sure many other Christians, because it's fun. It's Why would you claim to believe in something and support a god if you don't really believe in him? I mean, I'm sure it's fun, but there's so many other better activities. Go join a sport, but don't claim God is real when he's not. It's just like, I'm going to believe in Santa because, well, it's fun to believe in Santa and my friends do it, so I will. And another thing about experience. You know how old people always like to talk about, I'm so experienced and you should listen to me because I have a lot of experience. Well, so does cavemen. But cavemen didn't build a TV, and cavemen didn't build a computer. It is knowledge who builds this stuff. So I don't care how much experience you have. You could be in World War II, but if you don't remember the knowledge, then you're worthless. Well, I can't say you're worthless, but you're it's just an excuse to make up for something you don't have, and that is knowledge. If you have experience and knowledge, that is good, and knowledge usually is improved. Knowledge and experience work together to make something successful. You can't program with only the knowledge. You have to have the experience, which is derived from the knowledge. But you can't have experience without the knowledge. So that's my little rant. See you guys. Wish me luck in George Mason University.